What's up, money growers? Welcome back to another video, and I got one today. I really want to show some love to Navy Federal Credit Union. This is like probably the most popular credit union. If you ask anywhere on YouTube and you look at credit union videos, this is a very well-liked, well-respected, and well-loved credit union. I'm going to lay out some reasons why. So we're going to talk about 10 reasons. I actually think it's more than 10 I have on here, but whatever, we're going to go with 10 about Navy Federal Credit Union and really some of the benefits they have and why they're so great. So if you like Navy Federal, please give the video a like, and we're going to hop right into this, okay? Now, first thing, and this is really what you see a lot of the content on YouTube about with Navy Federal, is the high limit credit cards, right? Lots of people like this because for years they've been known for giving higher limits than, people would usually be able to get going through traditional banks or anything like that. So that's really their overall reputation. There is the late night hack, which I actually did a video on that. That used to be, it's one of those things that people were really taking advantage of that loophole. So that seems to have tightened up a bit, but it does still work for some people. When it comes to the credit card limits they have, so the flagship is like, the mother of all credit cards with Navy Federal. That one, the limit does go up to $80,000 on that. All their other cards go up to $50,000. Now, you are allowed to have 3 personal credit cards with Navy Federal Credit Union. And this is interesting. I actually just learned this the other day, that you can actually get up to $240,000 in personal credit because you can actually get 3 flagship cards. I hear people saying they get, say a flagship, and then they get like a Go Rewards or Cash Rewards or whatever the case is. Well, the flagship goes up to 80 and the other 2 go up to 50. So people say, hey, I can get, $180,000 maximum in terms of credit limits with Navy Federal. Well, no, I talked to a rep the other day because you can actually have multiple of the same card. So you can actually, I asked him, I said, wait, so I can get 3 flagship cards, and eventually get them up to 80,000 each? He says, yeah, it's possible. And you get the sign up bonus each time because every card you get is going to be a new account. So you can actually get up to $240,000 in personal credit, almost $250,000 if you get 3 flagship cards. Next part that's cool about Navy Federal is obviously that they serve the military, right? That's, a big part of their business, right? Because, oftentimes military, they do have some unique challenges. One of the cool things is they have no foreign transaction fees because, military oftentimes do travel a lot, oftentimes to different countries, whether it's Germany, Japan, Korea, El Salvador, Djibouti, wherever the case may be. So that's nice. They have the no foreign transaction fees. And they are open to active duty members of the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, National Guard, and Space Force. You can get in if you're in the delayed entry program. So if you're in DEP before you go to boot camp, DoD officer candidates, right? ROTC. If you're a reservist, you're eligible as well. Then also, of course, veterans, retirees, and annuitants. Now, it's also open to non-military. So here's the next reason we're jumping into. Now, here's all the other categories. And you can just find this on their website. They list this. It's not that difficult to find. So, other people who can get accepted into Navy Federal Credit Union, your parents, grandparents, spouses, siblings, children, including adopted and stepchildren, which I think is really cool, grandchildren, household members, so even if it's just like a roommate. If you have a roommate who's in the military, then hey, you can actually get membership through that. Certain employee groups, DoD civilian employees, if you're a government employee that's assigned to a DoD installation, or you're a DoD contractor assigned to, a U.S. government installation, and Department of Defense civilian retirees and annuitants. Now, next reason to love them. Lower fees than you will normally find a lot of other places, right? So, you look at their credit cards they have. All of them have an annual fee of 0 but 1. The one card that does is the flagship card that I was talking about earlier that goes up to an $80,000 credit limit. That card has an annual fee of $49 per year, but that is it. All the other cards, annual fee, $0. The prepaid card, if you ever get that, it's no monthly activation or purchase fees. There's no balance transfer fee on any of the credit cards that Navy Federal has. ATM cash advance fees. So if you do it at a Navy Federal branch or ATM, there's no fee. Otherwise, it's 50 cents for domestic transaction, $1 per foreign transaction if you're going to do a cash advance. The ATMs they have almost 30,000 of them. A lot of them are in 7-Eleven stores. I live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I think there's only 3 actual physical Navy Federal Credit Union branches that you can go to. I think there's one in Las Vegas, one in North Las Vegas, and one in Henderson, so here in Southern Nevada. But as far as their ATMs they do partner with some other credit unions. Like I've seen Clark County Credit Union. I've seen they have in some of the hotels, not like the big casinos, but some of the other like chain hotels, but a lot of them are in 7-Eleven stores, at least where I live here in Southern Nevada. And then when it comes to rebates, so if you do get charged a fee to ATM, that's not one of theirs, they would give you up to $10 in ATM rebates per statement, period. So you're looking at $120 a year divided over up to $10 per statement, period. Now, the customer service, 24/7 customer service line available over the phone. Not every department, but really the ones that are, the people who are probably the most interested in. They have 24/7. So if you need credit cards, loan, or fraud department, then hey, those are available 24/7, even on holidays. So they will have people available for those departments. Some other departments, like if you call and you have questions about certificates or something like that, then you may have to do it more during normal business hours. But I've had good customer service experience so far. I mean, some of the people I've spoken to have been very patient in explaining and answering questions. I mean, they do a survey after every phone call, which you can do this survey, but also one cool thing that you can do is ask just to get connected to the supervisor, and then just leave the supervisor a voicemail saying, hey, I spoke with such and such representative about this. This person was great. They spent 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, explaining all these different things to me in questions. So I just want to let you know they're doing a great job. The reps have told me that carries more weight than just doing a survey after your phone call. And then the fact they have these departments available 24/7 is great because some credit unions are only available during normal business hours. And the next reason to love Navy Federal is the size of the organization, which is part of the reason why some of their departments are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because they manage over $125 billion in assets. The next closest is State Employees Credit Union out of Maryland, I believe, at $42 billion. And I actually did a video about how to sign up for SECU if you guys are interested in that as well. They're not nearly as well known as Navy Federal, but as you can see, they're the next biggest in terms of how much they manage in assets, and they do have some great products and offers as well. The Navy Federal has over 330 branches, and it's for a bank that's like, if you're a big bank, that's not a lot, right? If you're like a Wells Fargo or a Chase, but for a credit union, that's a lot to have. So that many branches. Next reason to love Navy Federal is the options for those with bad credit or just starting to build credit. So, two of the popular ones they have are the secured card. So that is one of the 6 credit cards that they offer. So they have one secured, the other 5 are unsecured. And that's just a $200 minimum deposit up to $5,000. Then after 3 months on it, if you're paying everything on time, you're being responsible with the amount you're spending, they will actually give you a credit limit increase. And then after 6 to 12 months, that's when the card can graduate. So, 6 months is the earliest. If you really do everything you're supposed to, 6-7 month mark, you're probably going to graduate. Even if you have a few issues, like say the 12-month mark comes, there's a good chance you're still going to graduate. So, if it goes beyond that, then it's likely that you had some spending that, they didn't like, or something else that, they're looking at your, how you handle money, and they're still a little cautious about it. Next thing they have that people like a lot too is the pledge loan. So this is where you can actually borrow against your savings or certificates of deposit without a credit check. So there's no credit check on this. And then it is said your savings or your CD or just certificate that you have that you're borrowing against. So this will often get you a lower interest rate than other types of credit. And then if you're paying this on time, you can boost your credit score. So if you are trying to build your credit and you want to boost your credit, that can be an option. If you have some cash, you can actually use that cash and use it to basically loan yourself money, pay it back, and then increase your credit score. Loan rates, here's one that's cool. So they do have some good loan rates. Personal loans, I say they're good, but not the best, because I was actually recently looking into this and doing some comparisons, and I saw Navy Federal was 7.49%. When I actually spoke to a rep, he said I think they could get that down to like 7.33% or something like that on a personal loan. But then when I was just doing Google search, I saw ones as low as 5.99. That was several weeks ago. Now recently I just saw as low as 5.93. So, it's still a good, I mean, they're competitive, right? They are going to be competitive, but, it's just another good option to have in case you want to stay within Navy Federal Credit Union. Auto loans, depending on the car. So if it's a newer car, late model, or a used car, obviously the newer the car, the lower the interest rate. So the older the car, the higher the interest rate you're going to have on your auto loan. And then mortgage loans, of course, because they serve lots of military. You have VA loans and programs and things that are really just available to military members, to veterans, and things like that. So, yeah, if you can get that VA loan, if you're military, that can be a great one to have. So next reason to love Navy Federal is CD interest rates. So we kind of mentioned CDs just a moment ago. But if you go with like the special Easy Start certificate they have, it's a 12-month term. The minimum deposit is $50 and the maximum deposit is $3,000 and 3% APY. So if you do like just a Google search and you see like best APY like CDs or anything like that, I mean you'll see they'll come up at like for a 12-month term 0.55, 0.7. Like it's tough. So this is one of the cooler things that they do offer. So I mean, now granted, if you're looking just to invest, then you can obviously get a better return on your money in other places. But some people like to do CDs just because they want to put money away that they're going to save. They don't plan to touch the money anyway. So they're like, at least I'll get, make a little bit on the money. Now, here's another cool one, the charges and fees and all that kind of stuff, right? So no service charges or fees on most accounts. So, you look at monthly service fees for like all these different checking accounts here. The free active duty checking, 0. Free easy checking, 0. Free campus checking, 0. Free everyday checking, 0. And then flagship checking, 0 monthly service fee, $0 monthly service fee if your balance is at least $1,500. So if you keep at least $1,500 in the account, it'll be 0. If you fall under that, it's just going to be $10 a month. So really, like the amount of options they have where your monthly service fee is 0 on these checking accounts is pretty good. And then relationship matters. This is a good thing with Navy Federal, is you can build a much better relationship with Navy Federal than you can with a big bank, right? Because obviously the bigger an organization gets, the more bureaucratic it is, the more rules they have in place, the less personal they are. I mean, they've got so many customers, you're really just another number because they are so big. They really don't give that kind of individual attention. But with a credit union, it's a different story. So they can be more lenient with certain policies or qualifications. If you want like a credit limit increase, or you're trying to qualify for a certain loan or whatever the case is, they are more intimate in that regard, and they can build a better relationship with you and get to know you as an individual and not just a number. So, at a bank, you're more of a number. They just put you in whatever category based on, these numbers or metrics, where with a credit union, you can dig a little bit deeper into maybe your personal situation, or things that are unique to your situation, and then they can make a decision from there. So that also goes with saying, they can be more forgiving if you make a mistake or fall on hard times. In general, they are more flexible than big banks. So this is something that I've, learned with Navy Federal just to start off, because I tried doing the late night hack. I did a video on it, going for the flagship card. My first credit card, I've been a member with them for a year and a half, but I went the flagship card, and the limit I got was only $7,100. And then I even asked for consideration for an increase, and they said, well, this is what you're at right now. So, over time, I'm going to even though I've been a member for some time, I have to build a better relationship with them and work with them more, and, I'll be able to get those increases over time. So if you do that, you can wind up having a great relationship with Navy Federal, and you can really improve your financial situation, your credit situation, all those kinds of things. And speaking of credit, we'll talk about the interest rates on credit cards. So this is cool because none of them are higher than 18%. So, when you get cards that are 22, 25, 28, 29, right? Like all those high percentages, none of them have interest rate higher than 18%. Now the Platinum card is the unique one in that it's 0% interest rate for 12 months. Remember, and they have no balance transfer fee. None of their cards have a balance transfer fee. So if you do want to do like a balance transfer and put it on a Platinum card and have 0% interest for 12 months, basically a 0% loan for 12 months, you can do that. And then the Platinum card, it is as low as 5.99% for interest rates, and that is on the Platinum card. So, and right off their website, it says, one of the benefits of their credit cards is low rates. They do say they have an average credit card APR that's 5% lower than the industry average. And then here's a bonus, particularly when it comes to credit cards. I'm talking about interest rates. I think I've done like 12 or 13 things to love about Navy Federal, but here's a bonus on top of it. You can ask them for a lower interest rate on your credit cards. So lots of times this is not something that I hear talked about a whole lot. So you can ask for a lower interest rate if you've had the card for a year and there's no credit pull. Okay, it's not a hard inquiry or anything. You don't have to worry about that. Every 12 months, you're eligible for a reduced APR. So when I first heard about it, I thought it was just like a one and done thing. You can call at some point, ask them, and maybe they'll lower and like, okay, that's it. No, every single year, every 12 months, you can call and ask again, but you have to call and ask. They will not do it for you. So you take the initiative and you say, hey, can I have a lower interest rate on my credit card? If they can do it, then they definitely will. So if they say no, then you can just call again, like a month later and ask. And again, you have nothing to lose. It's not a hard inquiry. It's not going to affect your credit score or anything like that. And then said once a year, every 12 months. So once a year, give them a call, ask them, see what they say. And then if you are at a point where they cannot lower it anymore based on, their criteria, based on your situation, then they'll tell you. They'll say, hey, you're already at the lowest that we can offer right now. But then again, hey, you can call back in a month and just ask again. So this is what I really want to share with you guys. Some great things about Navy Federal Credit Union. Show them some love. Obviously there's other credit unions that, do their best to compete with them, and some even have better offers and that kind of thing. But Navy Federal Credit Union definitely has a lot to offer, and they definitely do a lot more things right than they do wrong. So hey, please like the video, please subscribe if you haven't done so yet to the channel. Almost to that 1,000 subscriber mark and 4,000 hours of watch time. I appreciate you being so awesome. That is going to be it for this one. I will see you again soon.